and Team Liquid's on the victory march. Massu and Busio barely getting away back into the fountain as Bwipo tries to front line. Team Liquid will run them over for the first time since 2019. Team Liquid is the best team in the LCS, and they are your Spring Split 2024 champions.
Honestly, the win is like nice, but it was more so I didn't want to lose to the top jungle of FlyQuest. They're so annoying, man. Like, their skill level was not as good as their egos, I think. They're good, but like, they're talking too much. It's like, I mean, honestly, I'm not the person to talk to someone after I win, but my God, they would not shut up after they won.
If you guys want to trash talk, be as good as this guy.
Team Liquid are marching on the base. They're going straight for the end. Only Busio alive. Look at their nexus. Not to try to end it. The Team Liquid supers is going to be killed by super minions. They've got to go fast. They lost. Super minions against Team Liquid. At the very end of the day, the fight is done. FlyQuest, for the first time in LCS history, conquer their demons. They are your 2024 LCS Summer Champions. Are you kidding me? The Winions, FlyQuest Winions working overtime here.
That was one of the craziest ends we have ever seen in LCS history.
Wow. What a rivalry they had in 2024. And here's some scenes from the coin toss to see who gets side selection in this seeding game. Somehow Team Liquid and FlyQuest always play against each other. We thought this was going to be the 1 versus 2 last week, but it's actually the 3 versus 4.
Swiffer's got it like that. Swiffer's got it like that.
Swiffer wins the coin toss. TL selects blue side.
There it is. Blue side is just too strong.
It actually always is.
Always is.
But let's talk about what they're playing for. So what we've all been playing for these last 3 weeks is to make it into the Americas bracket. So the top 4 teams from the North and the South go into the Americas bracket, where they play a single elimination best of 3 to see who will be the Americas representative at First Stand, which is going to be the new international tournament held in Korea. So if we have the graphics dead.
It is what it is. How'd you kill it? Why'd you kill it?
Yeah, I wanted to talk more. I just wanted to
Understandable.
I wanted to just fill before the highlights. But no, really, this means they're playing for seeding. They're playing for 3rd and 4. 4th seed will play the 1 seed from the South. 3rd seed will play as well.
And it was a very quick day. Double 2-0. Game, the first series was very impressive from Team Liquid, where they just took down Shopify in a very, it was like a chokehold of a series that Shopify could not come back from.
Yeah, I mean, it was really nice to see this coming out from TL because we saw their struggles last week, specifically with a lot of like coordination issues when they were forced to team fight. And even though team fighting, I wouldn't say has been their strength, it still was not as big of a weakness as we saw last week. So it was nice to see them come back and have like a really solid showing against Shopify.
Yeah, weirdly enough, Game 1 felt more dominant for Team Liquid, but they won Game 2 faster in their 2-0. And now the series that we just saw, Bwipo was wide.
Oh
in this
my
game on Swain.
He was wide as
Takes
hell
up the whole
in both
river.
games. Yes, he was. Run away! Run away! We talked about the lane swap a little bit, but then after the fact, like these team fights, when they lost the team fight, it was because Bwipo wasn't there, and that didn't happen anymore. He was there for the rest of the fights.
Yeah, and in this, it was from the lane swap. In the second game, as we see, it's going to be from a 1v1 topside, but in both of these, he just got so far ahead, especially on the Swain. This is what, like, we talked a little bit about the buffs and why we might see him. In addition, we saw him play this in the scrims that they streamed against T9. But yeah, he was impossible to kill.
I love how we had a content piece about like feats of strength, was it good or not? And like Palafox was like, feats of strength, it's whatever, except if you have Swifties. He had Swifties, Rylai's, they couldn't get away from this. Is game 2, by the way, where his Garen was just ridiculous. Sure, a little bit was just off the 1v1 that happened topside where he got the solo kill, but the rest of the game, it was just wide Bwipo. Here he comes.
Man,
Yeah.
the Garen solo kill when he hit level 6 by spinning the minion wave, last hitting a minion, getting a solo kill onto Surdy, really set him off in a good place. And Dig put up a decent fight, I would say.
Yeah.
Tomo had the nice outplay that we just saw. Surdy, even though he was behind, did pick up a solo kill later in the game, but they just fell too far behind.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me coming out for Dig is they had a lot of like tenacity as a team, right? Like when they were forced into disadvantageous positions early, they still really tried to fight their way out. As
And
we
this is the
see,
America's
here's the bracket.
When
So it's
Emily
gonna
calls for it, she gets it.
Yeah.
Let's see how it is. So
100 Thieves versus Pain Gaming
Random rise up.
and C9 versus Loud. Those will be really fun.
yeah, so winner of this will play Leviathan in the first round. Loser will play IE. So not huge implications on this. I think more so what I'm looking for is just the continuation of the FlyQuest TL rivalry for now, because they've played against each other so many times last year, and apparently we're ready to get into the games. So let's send it up to the casters.
This one's mine, though.
And welcome back, everybody, once more to the stage for our best of one tiebreaker game between Team Liquid and FlyQuest to see who's taking 3rd seed, who's taking 4th seed on the way to Brazil. And what a rematch between these two titans, Kobe. We are talking about the finals from last summer, how close that one was, and now we get a rematch.
Really epic rivalry, honestly, between these two teams at the top of the LCS. It was so fun to watch last year. So I'm excited for the next iteration here. And we just saw Garen. I expect, you know, the reveal on the Garen is already given up, so I don't think they'll pick it again.
Yeah.
Maybe even ban.
I mean, it was really fun, you know, to watch these two teams battling back and forth. It was almost dead even, if not exactly even in game score. They were going back and forth in series. Obviously, FlyQuest, you know, did end the year on a high note. But I know talking to TL and talking to Spawn, he's like, yeah, well, you know, like had one or two things gone differently here, we would have won and it'd be a totally different story.
Yep.
And we would have been the team that was on top.
If other thing happened, then result would have been different.
I mean, it's just like both these teams very competitive, and they want to prove that they are the best team. Neither team expected to be in this lower bracket. They expect to be playing a tiebreaker for 1st, and instead they're here playing for 3rd, 4th, and now they've got to be able to get the best of their rival.
And that's what all expectations were. I don't think a single person, other than Meteos, had somebody other than FlyQuest or Team Liquid in 1st, 2nd seed. So now we do get to see that matchup here. As we're catching up on the bans, all of them are in. It's Ivern, Zyra, and Varus. Banned away on Team Liquid side. FlyQuest banning away the Kalista, the Talia, and the Aurora. So first pick now from Team Liquid. See what their priority is. Skarner, freshly nerfed, still locked in.
Yeah, and we saw freshly utilized quite effectively, I would say, in that Skarner game. You know, despite not...
Where's the Volibear? What's up with that, you know?
Dude, the Volibear...
Were you listening? I was shouting you out.
I was listening.
I was giving the rundown.
I was listening, and then I was watching his opening. His opening was quite good.
Did I do justice, Kobe? Did I make you proud?
You did. Did
Thank
you see him pop the blast cone before the camp spawn to get the extra passive stack?
Oh.
Because he did. He was paying attention. One extra passive stack.
Okay.
It was
Just watching the Kobe VODs.
Now, I also watched the dive that he did on the Cassante, who had W available. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So that was less
You'll
good.
claim the blast cone, you won't claim the dive.
that was less
The
good.
dive, not for my VOD. The blast cone, that was me.
Learn that one from a different teacher. Learn that one from somebody else. Corki and Vi now locked in here for FlyQuest. So UmTi going to be on the other side of a Vi game this time around.
Yeah, all right. Well, Inspired has a pretty good track record with Vi. I know we have...
On everything, really, let's be honest.
There's a lot of Vi haters, you know, on the broadcast. You know, Flowers
and on the dive.
Flowers is #1, yeah, and on the dive as well. But we'll see what they pair it with. Generally, you're going to want, like, you know, some sort of, like, mage assassin to be able to pair with it in the mid lane there, but can provide a lot of different roles.
I'm going to be interested to see, you know, if TL goes back to what I associate most strongly with them, which is like 3 frontliners and the 2 carries, because so far this split, they haven't really been doing that. UmTi has been a lot more on carries, hasn't really been working out as well for them. But when I think about TL at their strongest last year, it was pretty much always Yeon, APA, hyper carries, 3 meatballs, engage champs around them to be able to just protect them and start the fights. And through these first couple of picks, it is looking like that standard TL draft that we would see from them time and time again last year.
Outside of occasionally like a Xinjiao or a Viego, UmTi was playing a lot of the tanks. Again, on it because we have the Cassante locked in with the Azir. So seems like we are setting up for that style from Team Liquid.
We have seen some little hints of possible CoreJJ practice on some enchanters as well, so maybe that little wrinkle could come in, but like you're saying already, this is very standard for TL. And now, of course, FlyQuest will look at the bottom lane to ban away. Since they've got the Corki already, take away some possibilities here from Yeon. Varus is also already off the table. So some of the dive stuff here with the Kai'Sa will be next.
Second set sign, by the way, in the audience. The audience really wants set to be picked. But also freshly nerfed champion, the Cassiopeia.
Rest of counting ability.
Yeah. Well, two is my limit, actually. No, don't make a third one.
You've got way more fingers than that, though. You just use the fingers, buddy. You can pass two. I believe in you. Yeah, I believe in you to get past two.
Is a thumb a finger?
No.
No?
I don't think biologically.
Yeah. 8 then.
That's his thumb.
Maxed out,
Thanks for the defense.
Yeah.
Thanks for the defense.
That still gives a lot of headroom to get
4x.
past two.
You said you could only go to 2, so.
Well, now I have the new strat. You know, UmTi's learning Volibear from Kobe. I'm learning counting as well. Yeah. As the now, like you said, for the bans, it's going to be a lot of bot lane focus here from FlyQuest. Kai'Sa taking off the table first. Imagine something else in that bot lane will be the focus as well.
Yeah, there's going to be that Cassio coming out here, and there was a lot of talk from FlyQuest after their first series win where they did the Cassio. Of course, it was with the Ivern and the Urgot. Urgot is still up and available, so it'll be interesting to see if that does get banned out. Swain going to get taken away, and if you've been watching Bwipo's stream, obviously he just played it last series as well, but he's been playing a lot of Swain. He played it in the streams against Cloud9, but also in solo queue. He's been spamming it a lot and has been a big fan of it.
I mean, he became monstrously tanky in that last game, just full stacking.
With Thimblewinter, Rylai's, and Grass just stacking health, you are very tanky.
I like this last ban from Team Liquid as well. Get that Poppy out of there. It's definitely one of the things that can completely turn this back around for the Azir.
Yeah, are you a happy B mode or a sad B mode?
I'm happy.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Right now,
it depends on the time. Right now, I'm definitely a happy.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day for some League of Legends. Ambessa locked in here for FlyQuest. So Bwipo going to be piloting that one, presumably in the top lane.
Yeah, he loves this champion. He has spammed so many games on it since it came out. Has full confidence. A lot of his long rants were on it as well. The builds is something he feels very strongly about. Building big lethality damage on this champion.
And one of the things, it's not like a non-traditional combo, but people talk about Vi Ahri and all this. Vi Ambessa works very well as well, because you go with the ultimate, it's perfect setup for that public execution. It is a guaranteed hit, lets you get in on that backline as a really powerful dive buddy alongside that Vi.
So they've got their counter dive ready. The Renata. This is one of the things we were talking about earlier, as far as it was hinted at for CoreJJ a bit earlier. Teams have banded against them, and he is a very good Renata, so you've got a lot of answers here. The ultimate, as well as the bailout, both very, very substantial answers here into Vi and Ambessa.
And it's going to be Ashe paired with it. So not that 3 frontliners with 2 hyper carries. It's going to be Ashe, who's more of a facilitator.
Well, and it does kind of push him towards an engage AD because they're not drafting, an Alistar or Nautilus or whatever. They don't really have any great primary engage, right? Generally speaking, Skarner works better as like a follow-up. So because they decided to go for this CoreJJ Renata, which I think is a fantastic pick, it meant they need some more engage, so they go towards the Ashe. I'm a little bit worried for the Ashe, though. When I look over at this team, there is so much dive. You are going to be the prime target here in pretty much each and every fight. So a lot of the fights, Yeon is likely to go down. But that being said, if you create a lot of space with the hostile takeover, APA can maybe kind of wipe everyone up.
Yep, try and get him a bailout, try and get him some extra room to work with. And APA's Azir has been strong early on, so let's see about this one. We also throw the Neeko in for some more engage on top of the Vi, on top of the Ambessa here from FlyQuest. A lot of AoE to back it up.
Yeah, the Wombo combo is going to be incredible to watch from FlyQuest if they can pull it off. The problem being that the bailout from the Renata Glasc can be just so annoying to deal with in those types of situations, because Vi is kind of squishy, so yes, you can find the target, but if they get the bailout, that target's going to survive, and then you can try and turn the play afterwards, because Team Liquid do still have enough of a front line, enough of a counter engage that FlyQuest can't just get that one for free.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you never want to be overcommitting against Renata to everything on one target, because then if it does get bailed out, then it can be quite problematic, but they have really good tools to get in on the back line, and because Ashe is so low mobility, it's very difficult to, really get out of there and be able to make something happen.
But Team Liquid Honda versus FlyQuest for the Tiebreaker series. Everybody here at Riot Games Arena, make some noise for our last game before Brazil. Winner getting 3rd seed, loser getting 4th. Either way, they're both getting ready for some flight travel. Some airplane travel.
Some flight travel.
Some flight travel. Yeah. I like to call it that. You don't call it that one?
Feet travel?
Yep. Foot travel, actually. Yeah.
I'm going to feet travel home after this.
What does Cassiopeia do?
Some wiggle.
Wiggle travel.
Wiggle
Scale
travel.
travel.
Yep.
Wiggle travel.
Yep.
Yeah, got it.
Swimming's hand travel.
Makes
Hand
sense.
travel?
Yeah.
You need your legs, though, too.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do a lot of work with the lower body.
You're supposed to use your legs. Okay, noted. Well,
Yeah.
we're learning a lot today. Team Liquid going for a
Full
level
body
1 in
Swimming.
Aqua travel.
And look at this, since 2024, what is this stat? Game score is 13-13, series score is 4-4.
So this is the
Dead
tiebreaker
even.
for the best of 27.
Yeah.
Best. That was some fast math right there. That's good.
You like laughed and then you looked. You're like, wait.
I was like, wait a minute. What is 13 plus
in
my head, the
This
series
is so
score was
real.
added on.
Kangas started taking off his shoes. He was
be
getting
fair-
his toes involved.
To be fair, this is
I don't have that many
this
fingers.
is well past 2. So
Yes.
Yeah,
and 8.
I
He knows-
set
he
the
knows
bar
his
low.
limits.
I set the bar
The
low.
look of absolute confusion on his face, though, when I said that.
And then the second part, and this is all real, by the way. I wish I was recording this. He then looks up at Azael like Azael has just cracked the code to the
I just
universe.
cured cancer,
He's
yeah.
like,
He's in-
holy.
How did you do that? I didn't
that
understand.
guy is smart.
He's a witch, burn him.
You're a world champ for a reason. I understand now. All right. Well, let's get back into the game because there is some actual League of Legends to talk about here as it's no lane swaps to start things off. Typically, we see Team Liquid go for those all the time, but right now it is standard lane assignments.
I'm curious, chat, what is your maximum counting number?
Bwipo taking a lot of damage right now. Is Impact just going to solo kill Bwipo level 1? Oh, misses the flash and Topo strike. Trade of summoner spells. Bwipo does live.
Yeah, very close there. I mean, these two teams, we already showed the records. They are dead even, but both of these teams have had the same roster for quite a while now. And in Modern League, these things change all the time. These are the longest tenured teams in Modern League right now. This is current. This is not like all time. But pretty much every year, teams are swapping people in and out, swapping it up. Inspired was saying this is the longest time he's actually had with one roster in his entire career, and this guy's been around for a long time, and that really goes to show how short careers are in pro gaming and how quickly you're going to be getting moved around on teams if you're not performing at the highest level.
All right, on screen we're seeing some early link up here. Busio with the Neeko trying to make a pass, posing as Inspired. They don't actually find the fight with the Skarner.
Ooh, Massu pulled back, has to Valkyrie away. He's fine right now, but just gets the ward down. Now has to go for a reset. As actually he stops the back and will try and catch his wave under the turret. Because they have their Vi nearby, there's really no threat of a dive. But look at top lane again. No flashes available this time. Bwipo, you gotta be careful here.
His wave is so bad, though. The wave is pushing so heavily away from him, so he's trying to get this in. He really desperately wants this to crash. And because Impact is quite low on mana, and he has no flash, I think he's feeling confident enough to do it. If you base in this spot, it is really bad for your wave state. So he's really desperately saying, okay, I just got to get it in no matter what, get that wave crashed, and hope that jungler isn't here in time because UmTi's coming right now.
Yeah, on the way. Skarner will pass over Vision shortly. Nope, turns back around. It goes to speak to the state of Doran's shield, where both of them, really relying on that. If you feel really comfortable, kind of low there, and so he's able to wait around. UmTi's still on top side though, even though we're getting action everywhere right now.
Oh,
UmTi
the
now goes for it.
poison! No, he's alive. But doesn't have flash, remember, but he gets a dash after every ability, so he should be fine right here.
And UmTi did not full clear, by the way. Did not do the Krug. So UmTi showing right now, they can kind of count. Looks like Inspired's just going to go for his
Kobe, that one you
though.
don't have to count. It says it on the screen. That's my cheat sheet.
Talking about in-game, the players.
Oh, yes. Okay.
They got to do a little counting, so.
Noted. All right, well, right now the bottom wave, priority over to FlyQuest. You're going to try and shove this one in as well as Bwipo does go for a reset, teleporting back into lane, but I think is it still frozen? No, it looks like it's going to be pushing back in.
It'll slowly push towards him, yeah, because Impact couldn't really hold the wave. You did see that he lost a few minions, though, and as a result, it's now +7 CS for it now. Of course, that's going to even out a little bit, but Impact is able to take that kind of incremental advantage from the pressure he had. Being able to get the push in, being able to threaten that solo kill. You bounce the wave, it means it comes back towards you, and if your opponent is weaker, you're going to be able to eke out those CS advantages.
As right now mid lane also trading against each other. So far, no early advantages to either team. Just that one camp lead for Inspired as well, who has gone for the full clear. As now, Quad taking some damage here, but should be just fine. Inspired not going towards the bottom side jungle. Going to look for that second spawn of camps. Maybe even the dragon down here.
I mean, that's what it's heading for right now, because bottom lane has pushed. And if you looked at the resets there, they do have Busio coming right back out just in time, too. So CoreJJ doing his best at tower. Still full pressure for bottom lane. Bottom lane pressure is the recipe for early dragons. And Vi is very good at taking the early dragons, so pretty easy here for Inspired. Although the hawk shot does go over. Yeah. Will they come in?
Quad's TPing back as well. Is going to be spotted on that. UmTi in the area, but I think this is just gone. Can't really get there.
Inspired smites a little early, but the auto will get it regardless. So first objective picked up by FlyQuest.
And that actually feels so good because now he has a chance at contesting grubs as well. It's almost always going to be more the trade of the two, but because they got such an early dragon, thanks to that bot side push, he's just going to head straight up towards top side, and I think he's going to be starting up the grubs.
From Impact. I think that was the ultimate used right there, but either way, he's just going in onto Bwipo right now, taking a lot of damage here. Public execution, and Impact just dashing past him. Bwipo's got the wave, and he's still playing in it just fine.
All right, Cassante ultimate does time out.
Yeah,
all this time, by the way, Inspired has been killing grubs. 2 have been assassinated already in the back of the pit, and he should be able to get out before Skarner arrives. Yep, Inspired nicely done, saves his Q, jumps over the back of the pit, takes out some grubs and leaves before, wait a second, Bwipo's going real deep down there.
He has the flash off cooldown, but he might have to use it. Punished for walking up.
I mean, that was silly because he knew that they were there. Inspired had vision of them coming in. He wanted to get the honey fruit, but that was just way too greedy in that position. Impact, though, still low.
And now taking damage to the laceration. Slow. Impact now trying to turn it back around. The turret helping him out. One more auto would have been enough, but Impact's out of there.
If that's 2 longswords instead of a longsword and a ruby, it's probably a kill right there, not going to lie.
Yeah.
That was very, very close, but Bwipo able to get some pressure in, is going to be able to bounce the wave, deny a few minions. It'll collect and push back towards him, and he's going to be feeling really good about his spot.
All right, I want to see where Inspired goes with first Vi ultimate. Vi and Skarner both with ults ready. Huge playmaking potential on either jungler. And since Vi is bottom side right now, it might be bottom side.
The handshake pull back, damage onto Busio, throws out the clone. Yeon has to worry about Massu, and he's actually winning that fight as well. But here comes Inspired flashing in. Not going to commit the ultimate available. Massu now getting some damage in. The wave will crash to Team Liquid. They have to back off.
Yeah, I mean, Inspired still has his ulti, and there's no flashes and no heal there for TL. So no shot of being able to walk back up there, or you're just going to get Vi-ulted, you're going to get taken down. Inspired playing that really well, not overcommitting. You know, once he got that flash out with the Q flash, if you follow with the ulti into the tower, you are going to be in trouble. So just hold on. Knows they're going to be able to get another incremental advantage.
Yeah, I like playing to that side of the map. You know, Massu and Busio have constantly had push down there, earning some turret plate money for themselves as well. The Corki doing quite nicely, stacking up the tier as well.
Let's put them about 1 wave advantage for Massu, as Yeon will now go for a reset here. Massu gets the first reset, so a little bit of tempo play for FlyQuest. No dragon to play for, though. Still 2.5 minutes until that's up, so just going to be catching this wave a little faster. Jungler's going back to clearing as well, but we do see CoreJJ on the roam. He's reset towards the mid lane, and Yeon's going there as well, so Team Liquid are reassigning their lane positions.
Yeah, trying to get a little bit of vision down around that mid lane for now. Azir's heading out towards bot to be able to collect that wave, and UmTi is hanging out behind him, so it will be very safe to do so. You can see, though, Massu is just kind of chilling right now, waiting for Busio to come down here, and he's going to face check.
Busio stunned up into the wall, flashes the Impale. So Summoner Spell traded for the ultimate cooldown.
And the E-stun not being as long into the wall there. Busio's able to flash out of it. Of course, that still is huge. You know, the flash so big as Busio's about to hit level 6. You know, taking away some of the playmaking, but that's definitely an investment. Meanwhile, we are still keeping up this pressure down here and hovering with Inspired after blue buff. Maybe he goes to relieve some pressure here.
I was a little bit surprised that TL moved their bot lane mid this early because there wasn't grubs coming up just yet. There wasn't, dragon or anything up to really kind of be able to facilitate that. But so far, so good. And Azir can just farm pretty comfortably down on that bot side, especially because Neeko lost flash. There's not really any threat of any aggressive play, so he's just kind of chilling farming down there.
Yeah, it kind of feels like there's not a lot happening all out, happening top side now. As Impact getting damage, public execution lands, and Bwipo trying to get out of there. Flash forward from Impact. No flash on Bwipo, remember, as UmTi joins in. Team Liquid get first blood in the top lane.
First blood, they're going to be able to push on the tower. It's 40 seconds away from the Grubs to be able to respond, so they invest the flash to do it. And actually, it's going to cost them a decent amount of turret plate down here, as APA did have to back off a little bit too. But they still have Yeon's Ashe Arrow for the Grub fight in 25 seconds.
APA tries to go in for the play. The Emperor's Divide maybe going the wrong direction there. Either way, not going to be much.
So Bwipo's teleporting back out. I mean, the Grub fight here, though, is just full vision coverage for Team Liquid in the setup for it.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to get up there. Inspired still just kind of farming it up. Quad trying to get pushed in mid, but here comes the Ashe
arrow into the mid lane. Quad stunned up for a while. Throws out the miasma, trying to reposition towards the bottom side here. Has to flash and does get away.
It's actually quite a big one. Double bottom lane recalls go off, though, for Massu and Busio. Actually, Busio cancels his just to play around with UmTi a little bit first. Looks like they're making the call. Send Corki back bottom lane.
So here's that replay. I think, yeah, he flashes, and I assume he just uses the ultimate the wrong way. There's a world.
Just once the Valk is out, I don't think he can actually get the Neeko, to be honest. I think Neeko is out of range, but I don't know.
He's laughing at himself, too.
So it may be that he just straight up did it the wrong way, but I feel like he wasn't in range to actually pull Neeko back. I could be wrong.
Tough to know. Either way, Dragon picked up, though, by Team Liquid, denying the stacking from FlyQuest, and we're going to have a Mountain Soul for this tiebreaker game.
And Mountain Soul, I think, especially for TL's comp, would be insanely good. They are kind of a brick wall, and FlyQuest definitely depends on getting those initial picks. That upfront burst is so important, and having that Mountain Soul shield, plus obviously the additional stats for both the Skarner and the Cassante, I think would make it really, really hard.
And they do have the teleport available on APA, so if APA goes and buys, TL probably are going to lose at least one. Yeah, they do lose at least one, so you can't get the full pack, but you could still try and contest if you wanted to.
Well, Team Liquid's a little slow to the play. I mean, Yeon's only just now hitting midway, but
UmTi chased him out, though.
Top lane might have a fight. Nope. Yeah, UmTi will deny 4 Grubs. Interesting. I think FlyQuest, maybe they just didn't have information, because Yeon was walking from mid. They could have tried to go for a second. Yes, UmTi can try and just smite steal it, but 4 Grubs would have felt nice. It is denied, so nobody's getting any feats of strength stacked from that one. Public execution from Bwipo to get away. Impact is making Bwipo's life a nightmare in this top lane.
Yeah, it really is. And I think the fact that Inspired actually used Smite on the first Grub meant they were really just going to go for the one and trying to get out. Massu was down towards bot side. They have no vision across the river, really. So I think they were thinking, you know what, we just make sure we get one. We don't allow them to get 4 Grubs, and then we're going to be happy with that.
Exactly. Don't want to have any casualties up at that fight, because APA, they made the call. They're like, APA just recalled. He's looking for the teleport. Let's not do anything. Don't go for it here. Still looking for the next big play on Ashe Arrow, though.
Yeah, and I will say, because Yeon was resetting for that play at the Grubs, it does give Massu a bigger lead in that bot lane. That's a substantial CS differential that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I mean, they were getting pushed in on bot side, and they elected to move their bot lane towards mid for TL, so Yeon was kind of just farming mid, but moving around the map a little bit more means he is going to be down a fair bit of CS, down about 3 full waves, and Massu now matching him in mid lane, as both teams are 3-3 apiece on Grubs, as well as 1 Dragon apiece. So this is just looking like one of those games that is going to go straight up towards team fights.
Yeah, exactly. And we already said that Yeon on the Ashe, it's not about being a big hyper carry. It's more about setting up the plays for the team with those Enchanted Crystal Arrows. So I'm looking more at APA to see how well is he going to perform in these fights.
Absolutely, but at the same time, I mean, the harder you make it for them to take you down, the more you force them to commit, the better it is going to be for your team. And you can see they have quite a defensive setup on the bot side. It's Guardian for core, it's Heal for core, there's Barrier on Yeon, right? So all of those, plus the bailout, plus the hostile takeover, plus you know, the shield from the E, and all of these additional things are going to make him pretty difficult to just knock down.
APA looking for it. Oh!
Where's the camera?
Swing and a miss, round 2. APA, dodges the Petrifying Gaze there. Quad not able to land that one, but APA is taking a lot of damage. UmTi impales to bring him away. Says, please, APA, get out of there. I'm doing my best, man, and it's not enough. Quad gets the kill.
Oh, Inspired just ignores the Skarner, runs right past him. He knows there's no escape for Azir. Goes down in punishment for his whiff.
Strike 2 for APA right there, as that is now 2 whiffed Emperor's Divides. Man, right when we were saying his Azir's looking pretty good, man. He's bouncing back. He's doing it. As now Busio with the Pop Blossom finds a play here on the CoreJJ.
TP coming in.
Teleport, as CoreJJ still has the flash available, I believe. Didn't have to use it, and Team Liquid, they get out of that just fine.
That was an uninspiring teleport.
Yeah.
Didn't get a lot with it. We are going to see Cassante just shoving on top side. And now TL has the TP advantage because Impact just stays up there. He's going to be able to shove this in, deny a full wave. So Bwipo loses a decent amount in a matchup that he already felt like he was getting pushed in and bullied around a little bit in.
But they're opting to keep him bottom. He shoves out that wave, and Massu arrives in time because it's a cannon wave to collect the majority there. So Massu just going to eat up on the Corki, and he has been eaten quite well. We'll see. He did not die in his Varus game. Looked very, very good with it. Let's see what he can do this time around. I mean, everybody pretty much on their one-item power spikes. There you go. You just get the Kraken Slayer now for Yeon. So catching right back up.
But the fact Massu has the Trinity Force, and he's already this stacked on the tier as well. I mean, 30 CS up over his lane opponent. Really good showing from FlyQuest bot laner. Let's see if Team Liquid's able to take this top turret. Bwipo's going to get it first. He actually gets the wave shoved in bot lane, and Team Liquid cannot answer fast enough. So first turret, first structure goes over to FlyQuest.
And you can see Yeon without the flash didn't feel comfortable to stay under tower alone, so he just moves up towards mid to cover there. And they do end up giving up that first tower. TL will have prio on top side though, so should be able to grab this Herald here, and I think it's likely to be more of a setup towards the Dragon, but Inspired moving out, Massu's here, Busio's here, so they may want to see if there's any angle for a contest. I just think it's probably too late, and they're probably better served just looking towards Dragon.
Yeah, because Bwipo doesn't have teleport. He did a full reset, so he's going to have to walk all the way. And it looks like those wards around Dragon will be the primary goal here. There's one in pit that gives TL vision, and it is a mountain dragon, so it takes a little bit longer to kill. They're walking their way on over.
Team Liquid are approaching, but it's just CoreJJ. It's just Yeon. It's public execution. Misses. Still big damage. Hostile takeover hits onto 3 members. Bwipo could be in trouble. Has to flash away. UmTi flashes forward. He doesn't know where he wants to go. Oh, he pulls back in Busio. Pop lots of use on all members of the backline. FlyQuest trying to run with the fight, and they get 2 down. Core almost falls. Impact can't do anything as FlyQuest find their own engage. APA gifted it to him.
Yeah, who needs a flash when you've got a Skarner to help you out?
Yeah.
UmTi's driver's license is maybe being revoked there with the Skarner. Turns it back around, delivers a big pop blossom into the team, and FlyQuest say, thank you very much. We'll take a dragon for a reward. We'll take a mid tower for a reward.
Yep.
That is so huge for them. And he was going for, probably the extra pressure on Bwipo, who had just been chunked to 50% and used the flash on the Ambessa.
Can he get in?
Can he get in this? Drops the ward over, has the blast cone available.
Redemption.
Into it. 50-50, he gets it. UmTi redeeming himself immediately.
That's one where, as a jungler, you're annoyed that no one helped you hitting that dragon. Because it's like you win a fight, and then everyone goes and pushes the lanes and leaves you to solo it and just takes too long. But we can watch this one more time as Massu, really nice sidestep on the hostile takeover, is able to avoid that completely just on the very edge. And then this is where UmTi tries to get this angle here. He flashes forward, looking for quad, can't get him, and just drives Busio right into the middle of the team for the 3-man pop blossom. Even though APA saw it happening and got the Azir ult down, the ult was already cast, it just wasn't in time, and UmTi gives him a big assist.
And delivered.
Okay. As we're back to live, CoreJJ just gets picked off. Maybe we'll get a replay of that one as well.
It's the Uber Eats driver right there.
Bonus. What's the tip looking like?
If you're on TL side, no tip. FlyQuest side, slide him a 20. Here you go.
Yeah, you'll take those service charges anytime.
5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Busio specifically is going to slide him the extra tip there. We get a little replay of the blast cone.
Okay, so it looks like he was just trying to get some vision down, thinking that there was a window, but picked off. All right, well, 2K gold lead for FlyQuest as it stands right now. A lot of that because of that play in the mid lane there. Busio finding that big engage, but the members with the gold. Bwipo standing tall now, was having a rough early laning phase, but at this point has equalized.
Well, and that's kind of the thing with Ambessa. Once you get some ranks in your ultimate, the Omnivamp that you're coming in with becomes very difficult for tanks to deal with.
Change Crystal Arrow whiffs. Can APA get it? That's one! Dunks Massu into the rest of the team, and that's a shutdown gold over to APA as well. He'll take that one as Bwipo is in here. UmTi's trying to keep the Ambessa away from the rest of the team, but also pushing him towards Impact, who teleports in for the flank play. Public execution only onto the Skarner. Pop Blossom onto 2, but Bwipo's down. Shut down goal to Yeon. Busio bought space for Inspired and Quad, but they can't follow up. Double kill to Yeon.
Pick after pick after pick. They find it. They get the combo. Yeon with the ultimate is able to start it out, allowing APA to get the good angle. And then the teleport from Bwipo means he's in a bad spot so that UmTi can knock him into the wall. And their rewards are going to be Otacon here, unless Inspired can pull out some crazy heroics.
They kind of have to try. I mean, it's right at 20 minutes. It's the perfect timing for those kills.
Inspired's going in onto Impact. Uses the Vault Breaker, has Quad behind him. It's going to be a 2-man mission. Keeping Impact out of there. Team Liquid will have to take a fight. It could be a 50-50 if Inspired gets in there, but no, he's not going to Vault Breaker forward. Instead, now FlyQuest have to get out. Not sure what the call was there. APA's onto Quad. Impact onto Inspired. Quad's doing a lot of damage. APA, Petrifying Gaze onto 2. He's taking too much damage, though, and will go down. Bailout saves APA. Massu over the top, though. Will get 2 of the Guardian Angels. Flashing away from Impact. Trying to get the damage down with Busio in his back pocket. That could be 3. Team Liquid will get the Otacon. It's going to be expensive. Now Inspired. Oh, stunned into the wall. He's still alive. Team Liquid will get out with 2 members, and Impact lives as well. That's 3 that still have the buff.
Well, we'll see. Massu is still going to be hunting for him. Impact's going to try to get back to base. Does he actually find him? He's going to walk out. Will be spotted now. They know he's there.
Massu's got to be careful, though. He could look for the turn. Big damage. Massu lives.
Wow, Inspired did such a good job buying time there. Realized I can't actually get in to try to smite steal this away, but I can make them take so much time getting out of here that the rest of my team will respawn, will rejoin with the fight, and knock off most of those GAs. So a lot of the power has been taken out of that Otacon. It's still good for TL, but not anywhere close to those game-ending Otacons that we've seen so many times.
That was crazy how long Inspired lives. He draws 2 members away from Quad to be able to do all work on the Cassiopeia. So here's a look. They try and go after Impact first, but once they realize they're, Scryer's Orb sees that the Otacon's going down, they're on the run. Let's take a look at the other side as Inspired tries to live here. It's just Impact chasing him currently, and Quad with the big ulti is able to get them low enough that Massu then comes in. He actually starts collecting a couple of the revives.
And I just love how Inspired is always staying close enough, and Hellunder's ult that whole time, then flashes away. He's just keeping that threat, saying, you need to pay attention to me, you need to pay attention to me, watch out, I'm going to go in, I'm going to engage. And they're always having someone marking him, following him around constantly. He does such a good job of kind of just juggling and walking that line to keep them interested, to buy time for Massu, and to allow them to get in there and get those kills. 3 cats adopted, not bad.
Not too shabby.
One of those for you, Kobe?
I hope so.
Okay. I hope so. I hope so as well.
Who do I got to talk to?
Very big number right there on the screen. FlyQuest right now. Try to fight for the mid-wave control as the Dragon is spawning now. Mountain Dragon up. That would be Dragon Soul point for Team Liquid if they can get this.
Feats, of course, have been grabbed by Fly, so we've got those upgraded boots in for everyone except Bwipo, who's still on the brown bags. But looking towards this next Dragon here, again, TL, if they are able to get towards Mountain Soul, that is massive for their team. UmTi had a great smite steal in that last Dragon fight.
Challenger Crystal Arrow does land. Emperor's Divide, they're picking Inspired. Now he's using the ultimate on the CoreJJ. Massu just doesn't have the space to walk forward, though. Nor the damage to trade. The
timings of TL's picks have been so good when they've gone for them. Really, really good stuff from Yeon specifically. They do get a flash out, though. Payment here. APA uses his. Should still be objective for themselves, though. They still were able to get the pick onto Inspired. Yeon doing some really good work for TL, starting out multiple of these plays. You remember back to that mid one, it was him that started it, that got Massu into the bad spot, that allowed APA to even get the Azir shuffle back, too. So big stuff from the Ashe, and that is going to be Mountain Soul point.
And that's 10%, even just for the individual dragons, 10% armor and MR, which is going to be quite nice for the Cassante as well as for the Skarner as we go further and further on into this game. Massu going to start to need a Last Whisper, some sort of armor pen, pretty early on. Quad even, and going to be having to look towards that. Could definitely be problematic when you already have these champions that are such brick walls.
As of right now, it's majority armor, so Masu's job's going to be tough. So I'm looking at Quad then as being the one that can step up and try and do that damage to shred through these tanks. If FlyQuest go for a fight, Baron's going to be up in 30 seconds. That's the next thing that they could try and fight for.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, Baron's still very risky to take, of course. is not that easy to start up. But of course, I do think FlyQuest and TL both have pretty fast takes on the Baron. They have some really high DPS here, both with Cassio as well as with the Azir, and the on-hit Ashe obviously going to do some really good damage.
Currently, the problem facing FlyQuest is that Quad doesn't have teleport, plus on Cassio has a little bit harder time playing side lanes than an Azir, who is so much more mobile.
Sure, yeah.
But he does have his flash advantage, so he can utilize that to impose some threat here on the playmaking. I mean, we saw the devastation of the combo from Neeko plus Cassio ultimates in the mid lane previously, and so he kind of hovers there to go.
Yeah, APA just showed in the bottom wave. Is mobile, but does not have flash. And it looks like Inspired does not realize he's just backing right there. Okay. Operation Shadow Hide. APA gets out. We're working.
Shadow Hide, feet travel.
We're trying some new content over here.
Dude, combine too.
Kind of
I like
reminds me
it.
of like this old names where people like Death Assassin 23.
I'm basically naming ability names, really. You know?
Okay. Shadow Hide.
Just smash two words together.
Yeah, exactly. Shove them together.
I mean, isn't that how language works? As we have a pause happening in the game right now, killing some of the momentum here in the series. We'll update you once we have an update.
When's the last time we had a pause because of a spill? That's what I really want to know.
Ooh.
You know?
What are the notable
ones?
ones?
We had a while where we actually were having a lot of spills, and then the players were forced to use the sippy cups because they kept spilling on their keyboards.
Was that Sven Skaren that was the one that did it a lot?
Yeah, Spill Skaren was definitely famous for it. But it seems like everyone has reverted back to the bottle. So these players are more trusted than the old pros.
I was
the new generation, you know?
That we did have someone spill even with a sippy cup.
Oh, that's true. Which is impressive when you think about it.
I think it was Sven Skaren himself too.
Okay, so we do have a little update here. We are investigating a potential bug with Neeko.
Yep.
They're going to be looking into that, and as soon as we get any more updates, we will let you know. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just noticing
Demon
that.
Slayer?
The mouse pad.
That is a
sick.
really good anime, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great animation.
It is
the
sick.
stylized
Have you watched
ones
the
are so
movies?
Cool. I have.
I was gonna say that
Only one of
particular
them.
one makes me a little sad.
Me too.
Yeah.
Brings some tears
But
to my
no
eyes.
spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers,
But it makes me sad.
Makes it sad because he's already watched it.
Yeah, right.
And
You
he
can't
watch
experience it
for the first
again.
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunate right there. But well, I didn't even know that they could bring in custom mouse pads.
Well, I've
now
never
I'm going
seen
to judge
anyone with
every
one that
player.
big. Yeah.
They all bring their own mouse pads. Their own peripherals.
Usually,
here.
aren't they like kind of just, oh, this is like our sponsor one? Maybe they're sponsored by that.
We've had a lot. We've had a lot of unique ones actually.
I've seen a lot of cool keyboards, and I don't think I've ever seen a like non-League of Legends giant mouse pad like that.
Right?
We've never had anyone come in with like the foam bulges on them. Mouse pads could get kind of
representing there, Kobe.
Could be anything. Depends on the mouse pad.
It's for
Depends
wrist
on the
stability,
art,
Azael.
True.
It's for wrist
art.
stability. You know, it's healthy for gamers to take care of the wrist.
I certainly don't have one.
Got some Volibear mounts there on your mouse pad.
Volibear's paws. That's what it is.
The Volibear does not skip leg day, okay? Kobe knows it.
That's a good one too, because that one gives you the wide coverage there. You know, that's one of those like shooting game mouse pads, so you can get the big.
But also, it's terrible for
scopes.
drinking a beverage, because if you spill, it's gonna hit the mouse pad, like no matter what. Yeah.
Maybe don't spill. Yeah.
You know, that's another good point. I'm learning a lot from you today, Kobe.
Okay, so we are going to be going back into game. They investigated the bug. It didn't actually affect the game in any way. Basically, Neeko's clone like moved weirdly while it was backing, but it didn't actually affect anything. So we are playing through, and we are going to continue onwards.
Still good to report the bug if you're a player. Always take it seriously. But as we're back into the game, APA yet again. What did I call it? The Operation Shadow Hide. He gets out. He's good. He's fine.
Busio, level 8, by the way, he, has been roaming a lot and not picking up very much experience. So when you do get behind, especially on these like squishy engaged champions, you've got to be so on point with your initial engage, because you really only get that couple seconds and then you are dead. Like, he is going to be paper. He's 6 levels behind the 80 carries.
UmTi's not always going to be there to carry you to the backline as well. As right now, UmTi is finding Busio. Flash use towards Inspired Pop Blossom, and yet again impaled. He's still alive, but not for long. UmTi gets the kill credit.
Yeah, that's a pretty big kill there, with Baron now having spawned, of course, a minute and a half ago. Now they get the kill on Busio. They get both his summoners as well. So even when he gets back, he's not going to really have much threat whatsoever.
But he's a low level, so he's going to come back quick. So
okay, there we go. Always look at the positive right now as positively. UmTi's getting in onto Bwipo. Flash away as he's hit by the Renata Glasc ultimate, but Massu peppering some damage in onto the tanks. It seemed like they're just trying to corral this mid wave in. Bwipo will catch that.
See, Busio's back already on the map, running out. He'll be here shortly. They do clear it out, not too much damage taken, and already they're the first ones out to the side lane. Said Quan down there really quickly.
Yeah, Quad going down there. He's actually not showing. He's kind of like playing on the angle, but doesn't really want to show until just now. So I think he was very worried about them potentially, rushing over to a Baron or trying to force a play. So he wanted to wait until more members had moved from TL out of that mid lane before he showed. So gives up a couple minions, but really wants to kind of hide that information for a little bit.
You could say he was hiding in the shadows, as we'll catch that wave now. Okay, well, Impact will at least be seen on this one. Catch the wave. And it is interesting that even with that pick on a Busio, yes, you get the summoner spells. That's probably the big pickup, but they didn't get any objectives on the map afterwards. They weren't able to actually take down that mid turret. They didn't set up all this vision around Baron to make some kind of play there. So Busio is back on the map. We'll have to track that flash cooldown. That's the big pickup for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, look at all those control wards through the river. I guess it does make it a little difficult to try and move in. It's backed up by hawk shots that are constantly coming out too. So CoreJJ camping on one right now.
Oh, handshake from CoreJJ. Oh, pulls Bwipo out of the Enchanted Crystal Arrow direction. A little bit of missed synergy right there. Bwipo having to walk away, but now public execution with Inspired in. They're looking at the AD carry. APA over the top, though. They shut down Yeon. Can they get more? Inspired trades his life. Massu on a flank right now. Quad and Bwipo are going to try and corral Team Liquid in, but Massu just doesn't do that much damage to the front line. He's trying his best as Bwipo looks to go in. Can't get onto CoreJJ. In goes Massu. Gets onto APA, flashing over the wall. Now looking at CoreJJ, looking at the jungler. Double kill for APA. That's a triple kill to the Azir.
So clean from APA to use the Zhonya stasis to delay for the bailout. Allow him to get the kill target right there. Even though Massu flashes over the wall, he then turns around, gets his own kill target there, revives himself. Crazy, crazy little team fight here for TL. It looks like they're recalling, though. No Baron immediately afterwards.
Yeah, this was a pretty insane fight. It all started earlier. Core playing around on vision here. The handshake, as you said, kind of pulls him out of the range of that Crystal Arrow. But then as Inspired comes in, it looks like this is going to go really well for FlyQuest. There they have the setup, the Q flash followed up. And look at this ulti timing there from Inspired. Perfectly buffered to immune the Azir ult pushback. They get that first kill, and you were thinking this is going to go so well for FlyQuest.
Yeah, because look how much damage they're taking. So much poke. Masu's just dumping damage into UmTi on this side. Quad had to flash away from the Cassante there, though. Bwipo gets so close, and then they put the bailout into instant Zhonyas, which delays it from the Pop Blossom. And since Busio solo, when he comes out, he gets the bailout and the triple, and TL survive. Woof, they are popping off. So slim, those margins.
And now we're back to live. We have another fight. Enchanted Crystal Arrow buffered by Inspired. UmTi can't quite get in there. Impale coming off cooldown shortly. FlyQuest can back away, though. Man, it is just back-to-back fights. When FlyQuest and Team Liquid meet on the Rift, you know you're in for a banger.
But that's also Mountain Soul now that was grabbed there by TL. So TL have that Mountain Soul. This is going to be, I think, incredibly difficult for FlyQuest to win from here. And it's going to depend on them getting a really good start to the fight, because it is going to be so tough to punch through these frontliners that they were already really struggling with.
Yeah.
And even harder now to get a kill on someone like Yeon, who's backed up by Locket, by Guardian, by Heal, by Barrier, by all of these additional things, the Bloodthirster overheal. There's so many tools that they have now to keep their members alive.
It just means that last fight that we just saw and replayed has just carries so much weight in the context of this game. Such a big advantage after that. And that fight was won by such tiny health bars. Bwipo was like 80 health from finishing off APA, probably even less, maybe even like 50 there. So incredibly close. And TL, now like you're saying, with the Mountain Soul shield, super, super beefy UmTi and Impact there. It's going to be a lot easier for them to set up their next fight. Now they're spam pinging in mid lane as they push it out, and UmTi goes to chase into jungle as well. They have Ashe Arrow ready here for Yeon. He wants to get into the fog of war before firing it off, so goes over here to the control wards, fires off the hawk shot. They completely black out the vision around Baron.
Busio's keeping vision down, trying to watch where Team Liquid's walking, as UmTi will get hit, stunned up in the miasma. He's still pretty tanky. That's a teleport coming in. He's going to get down to half health, still getting peppered with damage. As Hostile Takeover hits onto 2, but there's the engage coming in from Bwipo. We're looking at Empty. We're committing everything to get the jungler, but Inspired also in trouble. Flash Bomb Blossom from Busio gets onto 2. Can they kill Yeon? Can they take down the AD carry? Yeon stands his ground. Bwipo's in trouble. Yeon with the kill credit. And Team Liquid answer in kind. APA looking for even more. Takes the shuffle forward, does not have the Emperor's Divide, and now he might just go down. Has the stasis yet again. Quad can get the damage in. It's Massu with the credit as they're keeping CoreJJ away. It's just down to Impact and Core, but they don't have any damage. FlyQuest are gonna win the fight. Are you kidding me?
That was insane. Back-to-back chases right there. They get the first kill. Bwipo, really nice timing on his ultimate there with Ambessa, but in the end, FlyQuest now with the comeback. 4 people alive. Baron should be there. CoreJJ, all he can do is watch and put down the ward in the aftermath. FlyQuest creating a banger here for us.
That was a crazy fight. I mean, it was just very back and forth. They get the initial CC onto UmTi, and they decide, you know what, we're going to go for it here. Bwipo comes in. He uses the public execution to immune that ulti coming through from Core, gets in onto UmTi, and they're trying to go for him. But then over on the other side, Inspired was getting pushed out by APA and Yeon so heavily. Busio goes over the wall. Watch this E. It's through Yeon onto APA. Gets both of the carries. Beautifully done. But still, from this spot, you realize, well, Massu couldn't actually follow up. Quad couldn't follow up. It felt like Busio went too far, but then APA gets very confident here, decides, you know what, I'm going to slide back in, but both the carries are still there and full health.
And Quad still had his ultimate. So the Quad being in the river, not being able to follow up on the first chase, and he still had all spells ready. So when they then chase through, Team Liquid, led there by APA. Bwipo can laugh because he was the first one down. And he's like, oh, great. They just chased into our Cassio, who had ultimate steal still available, and that ends up being the Baron now. So Mountain Soul to one side, but let's see what FlyQuest can get done with this Baron. That is a huge chunk of gold into their pockets, as well as the lasting benefits of the buff itself. It does a substantial amount with the attack damage and ability power that you get in addition to the minion pushing.
And look at the timers on the Baron plus the Elder Spawn, right? It's going to go right into that. So you can keep them pushed in, you can deny vision, you can make it very, very difficult. So as that Baron expires, they can be right at the Elder looking to start that up, and TL are going to be likely pinned in their base. We'll see if TL can hang on, though. Of course, the Baron is just temporary. That Mountain Soul they have is permanent, so they can just kind of slow it down and still play this grouped up style.
Oh, they get another stun here onto APA. No follow-up for the rest of FlyQuest. Busio is lethal with these.
Massu just must have had so much gold after that, by the way. He bought a full rapid fire and a QSS. Wow. And he was on 3 items prior, so he just bought a full item and a half after that. He had to have been out on the map for a very long time, but he gets a lot more difficult now to pin down with that QSS available and the cleanse behind it.
Also still has that big CS advantage as Inspired. Now the focus, Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands. Ooh. And Bwipo pulled back here. This is the public execution, but he's just buying space for Inspire to get out as FlyQuest are actually damaging UmTi. Yeah, Massu and Quad, they hurt now. We were talking about the damage, the durability rather, of Team Liquid, how big their health bars are. All the damage is there for FlyQuest now. I mean, Massu has had the LDR for quite some time, but the Void Staff got finished after that last series of events there for Quad, so he is online, he's ready to go, and FlyQuest confident to just keep trying to fight this, but there is APA pushing up mid. Trying to fight for that mid lane control. Masu's answering, as the rest of the members of FlyQuest are waiting for the Elder Dragon spawn. It's going to be a classic Elder fight. Team Liquid are all grouped up as 5. FlyQuest are a little split right now, but now Inspired going in onto APA, engaging further onto Yeon, flashing away as APA misses the shovel onto Massu. The outplay, Pop Blossom from Busio, as Team Liquid need to try and reposition the fight, but their carries are split from the front line. FlyQuest can try and wipe them all. Impact will get one, but a double to Bwipo and another to Massu. FlyQuest win another fight.
I feel like that was some crazy work put in by Inspired here on the Vi. He was able to pressure, for the end. He was able to pressure both TL carries. They are going to go straight for these towers, burn right through them.
They have the wave? Yeah, he's trying to get the wave, but he's down. Do they have enough of a wave? 25 seconds. Born too late to explore the planet. Born too early to explore space. Born just in time to watch FlyQuest versus Team Liquid in the tiebreaker match. Best of 27 across the year. FlyQuest take it.
Okay, CoreJJ is the only one left alive. Yep, we'll call it right there. No minion shenanigans are going to change anything. It is FlyQuest that finished the Nexus with their own hands here this time. I almost want to go look at that fight again because looking at the
individual outplays, man.
At the top side of it, Inspired put pressure on both TL carries, so there was no follow-up to their engage on the FlyQuest carries. And he juked the Renata ult as well after getting his Vi ultimate through both of them.
Yeah.
And we saw APA flying in, trying to take out Massu, but Masu's able to stay alive, knocks down APA, is able to then flash over the wall, get the damage down in on Yeon to help them, in that fight. TL got themselves into a great spot, with that big win. They take the Otacon, they get the Mountain Soul, but it's FlyQuest that come out on top. They are going to be the 3rd seed here. They're heading to Brazil. Both these teams will be representing us against the LTA South. And I am really excited to see how they're going to be able to do.
Man, I'm telling you, there is something special about FlyQuest versus Team Liquid games. Let's get another look at that replay.
Okay, so 4 members in. It's a pincer from FlyQuest, Inspired what I was looking at on the top side. He goes on APA, and look at this. He ults through APA onto Yeon. So he got the side shove, and then he flashes the Renata ultimate too. Masu's able to Valk away from APA's attempt on the Azir shuffle, and the big one right into the face. And so that was a decimation on the other side. Meanwhile, the 2 tanks could not take down the Cassio.
And then Masu's able to just have his flash still, didn't even use it on that, gets in over the wall, helps to proc that bailout, pushing forward, they win the fight. FlyQuest really showcasing their team fighting, especially Inspired. That was so impressive. Lands the Q. His E actually hit both Yeon and APA. Ults through APA. Gets him to about 30%, so Massu can win out on that fight. And this is what people are talking about when they talk about FlyQuest team fighting. There's so many talented individuals that can be the difference makers in these fights, and it's really exciting to get to see them showcase their talents.
Love to see it. Inspired had an incredible game. I mean, all game. Inspired was making plays.
So consistent, it's actually crazy.
It is ridiculous right now. We see at the end of this, UmTi's trying his best. If he hits the wave, if he's able to get in there, game probably doesn't end in this moment, but FlyQuest knew, and they were able to punish it. So well done to FlyQuest. Well done to Inspired. The team that we expected to be best in the region. Everybody, almost everybody at least, was putting them as the #1 coming into the split. And maybe not the way that we expected, but they are going to Brazil, and they are 3rd seed. And they won the best of 27.
There you go. They won the best of 27 for now, but it's going to turn into a best of 29, of course.
Exactly. All right, but that's it from us on the casting desk. We're joining Raz and Busio at the fan zone for an interview.
That's right. Got Busio in the fan zone here. First and foremost, congratulations on the dub, brother.
Thank you.
And also, I don't know if you know, the match between you and Team Liquid since like last year has been 13-13. Now it is 14-13 in your guys' favor. Woo! But 13. Woo! Congratulations on going to Brazil, brother. Just an immediate reaction from you.
I'm glad we're going. That's good because if our season ended today, that would be very sad. So I'm glad we can keep on playing and hopefully win.
And also, I just need a reaction to that mid lane team fight that happened that had UmTi Skarner that basically pulled you into the fight. Like, what was the comms in that moment, your reaction in that moment?
I mean, I was just flying around everywhere. Like, Skarner just pulled me into his whole team, and then I got ult off somehow. And I'm like, free delivery, But I did not expect it to be that good. I don't even think I'd flash, so being able to access the whole backline like that is very lucky, for sure.
Also, just... I felt like this game was what I would expect from you guys, because you guys are incredible at being able to team fight your way into a win. If you guys have a lead, it's easier, obviously. This one, you guys were in a deficit. Just talk through how you guys play and coordinate, communicate in a deficit and clawing your way back into games like these.
I mean, for the comeback portion of that, it's looking for a good fight. So constantly I need to be checking the Baron, be checking the objectives, because it's super easy to get caught, but luckily I'm Neeko, so I can use my W to check and such, and always making sure we have blue wards. But ultimately it's just fighting when the items are relatively even, and when the enemies are either starting an objective, or if we have some sort of advantage, like TP advantage, or someone's alone. Vi's good at picking champs, so it's just about choosing the right fights.
Appreciate that. Once again, next time we'll see you, you'll be in Brazil. Congratulations again, and have a good one, bro.
Thank you.
All right, sending us one straight back to the lounge.
Thanks, Raz. Thanks, Busio. Wild ride.
Yeah.
That game was a wild ride.
It was fun though. I feel every time TL and FlyQuest play each other, it's always it's good and it's entertaining.
I imagine, like, that game was for seeding. Both those teams are going to Brazil, 4 seed versus 3 seed, and it's debatable whether or not playing the 1 seed from the South or playing the 2 seed from the South is going to be more difficult. But it's still good practice because those guys can still be competing against each other later on in the Americas playoffs. But let's look at the players of the series from today's games. Yeon from Series 1 and Bwipo in Series 2. Massu was very close in the vote as well. But Bwipo, the width on Swain and Garen, and then Yeon just an incredibly solid first series.
Yeah, I thought Yeon played really, really well. And then, like, to your point, Bwipo got a lot of advantages early, either the 1v1 kill topside, the lane swap that just set him ridiculously, what was it, 30 CS down, and Bwipo was 2 levels above him, so he just turned into this gigantic raid boss with a ton of health.
He had like
just
5,000 or 6,000 health.
Could just not kill him.
Yeah, the buff to Swain's passive allowing him to gain more health on every soul he harvests, and then also taking grasp and being able to auto-attack the entire laning phase on Cassante just made him massive.
So dumb.
We also have a new award this split. It's called the Kia Most Fearless Player, and this will be at the end of the Americas playoffs, but it's basically who's played the most champions.
Yeah.
And there'll be 1 award for the North and 1 award for the South. Currently, this is the current leaderboard. We have Isles in first place and then a giant tie for second place. 10 other players tied with 6 unique champions played.
I was going to say, I know for a fact that almost all of 100 Thieves are part of the 10 players who are tied for second because they were the most going into today, also with 6 unique champions. So the common denominator there are people who had to play more games.
Yeah, and for me, Isles is eliminated. So he's going to get passed.
Yeah.
Because this is going to count throughout the Americas playoffs. The Americas final is a best of 5. So I generally think the most fearless player is almost guaranteed to be someone who makes it all the way to the finals of the Americas playoffs.
Yeah. So we'll see. Raz thinks it's going to be all LTA North.
I know. Raz really thinks the South is completely outclassed by the North. He keeps telling me every 30 minutes that the South is going to lose to the North. I don't. And Raz isn't here to defend himself. So let's pull up our Samsung SSD Fast 5 for this week. Let's see what we got here. Not as crazy as last week where we had like a 50-second fastest kill for the carry.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing, Impact, even in this like most recent game, the Lost performed really well on the Cassante. Shout out to Shaden and both Shaden and then Surdy you're not going to see on here because he got set far behind in both matches, but I thought they played really well for Dig today too. Like we saw some really cool flashes of life from Dig, even in a series where they were 2-0.
Yeah, it felt to me that they were dealing with some nerves, but Palafox, Shaden topped their categories in Fast 5, but they are in fact eliminated today, B-Boy as well. And that is it for the Samsung SSD Fast 5. Use code 990PRO LTA 2025 through February 23rd to unlock 15% off the 990 Pro SSD, available in 1, 2, and 4 terabytes on Samsung.com. And Emily.
Yo.
This was LTA. We know the 4 teams we're sending to the Americas playoffs.
Sure.
But the NACL qualifiers, they're live right now.
Let's go.
Absolutely. There are 3 NACL spots up for grabs. And these are the teams that are going to be in there.
Let's go Blue Otter. They were like my favorite team to watch last year. They were so fun. Kind of like a underdog Cinderella story coming in. Most people are going to know some of these other teams. But then, yeah, I guess here is the NACL qualifier schedule. March 1st through 2nd. March
also,
8th
open qualifier registration right
Ooh,
there. There's that QR code. What did we do before QR codes? We just gave legible links that people could type in, but now you have to grab your phone and take a picture and awkwardly click on a link. I'm so much happier with QR codes. I hate easy to use URLs. Either way, that's just me being old. Here is the bracket finally from the LTA North side. These are the top 4 teams that ended up through it. Number 1 seed 100 Thieves, number 2 seed Cloud9, then we got FlyQuest and TL, and Team Liquid is in 4th.
Yeah, again.
In the olden days, people would make fun of them for being 4th place because they would be forever 4th, but that was 8 years ago. And now they might still be forever 4th in
the
LTA. And here is the Americas bracket, finally fully fleshed out Number 1 will play number 4, North versus South, and so forth as we go down. Interesting, it's just a straightforward single elimination bracket. And here's the schedule, the big important call out here. Even though it's in small text, look at that start time.
11 a.m.
What do you see? 11 a.m. PST.
Pacific.
Not 1 p.m. PST, which is how we've been starting. It is 11 a.m. PST.
2 hours earlier, guys.
Part of that is because we are in Sao Paulo.
Yep.
So the local time needs to make sense for everybody there. And that is it for us here at the LTA North. And we will be back in Brazil next Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, which means 11 a.m. Pacific for 100 Thieves versus Pain Gaming to kick off the Americas playoffs. See ya.
Bye!
He's been here the whole time. He just didn't want to talk.
True!
Makaido flash.
Watch ball, guys. Going forward.
Okay. Hand splash. We go attack kick them out and then go to attack after. After that attack. Nice shot. Go to attack. I'm fine. This back nice bro. Turret.
I need go ball.
Yeah.
I'm in turret right now.
Yeah, kill them all.
I'm in rail.
Corki HP bro. Can you kill core? Nah. Oh, close.
Dead. Good job.
What's up, guys?
I'm fine.
Hey, now, sir.
Akali here. Akali is ulti. Kara Akali. Akali.
Yeah, look this.
Yeah.
I'm god actually.
Akali, L2.
Yeon, you got it right?
We got it.
Mid.
Look away.
Yeah. Wait stand.
Wait side.
Zin's also in the back line.
Look here.
Swain flash.
Swain really big here, and bars.
Look, Barris.
Zin flashed in. I'm gonna stun Zin soon.
It's not good.
Zin stun.
Yeah, I'm not gonna die. Just go front to back, okay? I win.
We're hitting Cassiopeia. Okay, Cassiopeia is
I'm
dead.
winning.
He's dead for free.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna die.
Aurora flash. Aurora's in.
Yeah, she's gonna die.
And mid.
Bwipo and Surdy in a 1v1 right now. Bwipo's low on health, and Surdy just has the damage. Bwipo looks like he's exhausted.
Got him. I'm on this guy. Yeah, we can go. I'm gonna flash on him, okay? Just ult him. Oh, nice. He's dead.
Look, go.
Yeah, he's already dead. Nice job.
Camille, no flash.
Elise has flash.
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, shit. I feel like you can't kill.
I'm coming for Silas.
She see the Camille. I will just sleep catch. She can't do that.
Silas is my target, okay? You can go. Hold my jump's OP.
Nice.
Sad just flash.
Look. Help him.
Nice.
Oh my god. Banana combo.
Nice one, quad.
Banana combo on Yeon quad?
Nice one, quad.
Nice.
Guys,
Go
go
to one area.
double
2 seconds. Double 2 seconds. Right side. Go right side. Double 2 seconds. Yeah, I have W.
Nico's ulti. Not good.
Yeah, stay by there. Go to the flash. Corki. Nice. Azir's kind of
Azir is kinda inting. I'm gonna ult the Ashe soon. I'm ulting the Ashe. Come forward.
Azir's dead too. Nice, Cassandra together.
I will double team in the Zara miasma.
Nice, guys. I'm going on Ashe.
Azir's dead.
Yeah, we win.
I'm going
Ashe flash already. Ashe flash. Focus
Yeah,
Ashe.
Ashe is dead. Ashe is dead. We win.
Cassandra still has ult.
We can go mid and end after Cassandra.
Yeah, go mid.
No place. Can you kill? Nice. Good job.
Well played.